Welcome back inside Percy Perry Stadium here, ladies and gentlemen, live from Coquitlam, British Columbia. It is the World Lacrosse Super Sixes, and we are back underway after a little bit of a lunch break, we should call it. And first game after the break will be in the women's division. It'll be Great Britain taking on Team Canada. Our first chance to see the Canadian women underway, and our second chance today checking out Great Britain, who took down the Haudenosaunee this morning. 12-8 was the final. And looking to improve to 2-0, but a tough test ahead of them here. As the Canadians looking for a defensive stop, and Great Britain fires that just wide. That was Anna Saunter, who had 2 goals in their game earlier this morning against the Haudenosaunee, and now Team Canada will look to cross center for the first time in this game, and they do so with about a second to spare before that 10-second count. And our first chance to see this defensive unit for Great Britain in this game. They were strong this morning. There's a shot and a save by Emily Chan, excuse me, that's Libby Shelkins getting in between the pipes now for Great Britain. Chandler was the goaltender for their win this morning, and now a switch up of the goaltenders. Shelkin sends it up and over center. Plenty of time to work with still for Great Britain. As Unger, the starting goaltender here for Canada. Pass goes through, shovel shot goes low into the bottom corner, and Canada now trails 1-0 here in the early stages of the opening quarter, and they're just gonna give possession right back to Great Britain. Righty's gonna go to work first as the ball goes behind the net to X. Pass in front, and a good defensive play to knock the ball loose. And just saving that one from going out of bounds was a Canadian defender, and now they'll push pace with some speed. Switching hands, shooting, but blocked as that one goes high. Looks like that caught Lulu Rowlands up in the head, and got a chance to watch Great Britain warming up before this game started, and she took a shot high into her chest, sort of towards her neck. So already with 2 blocks here this afternoon, 1 in warm-ups, and now 1 in this game as well. And she's not gonna miss a shift either. She's just gonna go right back up for an offensive shift. And on the power play to boot as the ball goes behind the net. Far side, low shot, low goal. That one goes between the legs of the goaltender, who will look up the field. Now Great Britain leading 2-0. And Canada looking for their first goal of their first bit of action here in the World Lacrosse Super Sixes. Drive low, and that'll go between the legs for their first goal. Now 2-1 with about 4:40 to play here in the opening quarter. Reminder, run time here in sixes. Great Britain working it around the perimeter, still on the power play. Now the lefties go to work, but a pass was knocked down. Julie Wise keeps after it. 5 to shoot, on the run, scores. That'll go glove side past the goaltender. Now that one goes towards the center line, deflected, knocked down. It's gonna be a back over call though, as it was picked up on the offensive side and knocked back forward. Lucy Devine couldn't avoid that center line, and she'll give possession right back to Team Canada. Trailing 3-1. Slide comes in, low shot blocked. Make that 2 blocks in this game already, and it turns into a fast break for Great Britain. Spinning back though under the pressure. Ella Cohen fires one towards the goal. Chalk it up as another save, and Canada trailing by 2. still looks to find their offensive footing. Not a lot of space available through the middle of the field as they drive low. A bounce shot goes stick side and in, make it a 1-goal deficit as Canada strikes back. Now looking for a defensive stop with Great Britain showing off their wheels again. A couple of slashes knocks the ball loose. Keeping after it though, a little bit more pressure starts to close in, and now just 13 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Spinning low with the defender on her back, shot, and just avoiding the crease was Hannah Whiteley. And they extend the lead, and now a chance to get 2 straight is another turnover from the Canadians. Driving a pass over to the far side, just a little bit too low for the intended target, being Rowlands. But she keeps it alive, and the righties will go to work. And not sure what the call here is. There's still 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. And they did have to put some time back on the shot clock, so it went up to about 11 seconds, and it will remain Great Britain possession. Fake shot and a spin from distance, driving through, now to the near side, back over to the point, and it'll be a shot clock violation, giving possession right back to Team Canada. Trailing by 2 in the final 2 minutes of action here in the opening quarter. Evans over to the far side, shot, scores. Cut the lead down to 1 once again. Now a stretch feed. Goes up and taken back by Canada. On the run, over the center line they go. Tuck move and kept to the outside. Now a delayed call coming up as the pass was knocked forward, and as Great Britain collects, they will go down a woman here, and Canada will go to work on the power play for the first time in this game. A fast-moving opening quarter. And Georgie Greenwood will watch on from the sidelines as this high-powered Canadian power play gets their first look. Evans at the point, passes to the near side. Martinez gets the feed returned to her, back to Evans, and over to the far side they go. Martinez with the room, steps into a shot and just puts it wide. No save necessary for Shelkins, and she'll collect from behind her goal. Try to send her team to the offensive zone. Still short-handed, but the pass was way out of the reach of the intended target. So she'll just play pass with the goaltender for Team Canada, and their power play gets back up, and now back to even strength. Evans lost it on the move. Teammates collect, and another deflected pass knocks it down to the turf. Down to the corner now they'll go with half of the shot clock remaining. Great Britain clogging up the middle of the field, taking away all these passing lanes that Canada is trying to find some space between, but Great Britain back into the offensive zone. Working from the point, switching hands to the near side. Cece Green lost it and will keep possession herself now. A reset on the shot clock though as it goes down under 5 seconds. Through the middle, one-timer, and another one for Great Britain. Good motion there with not a lot of time remaining. And that will conclude the opening quarter. It's Great Britain 5, it's Canada 3, and we're going to be back on BC Sports TV after a quick break. Welcome back to BC Sports TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the World Lacrosse Super Sixes, live from Percy Perry Stadium here in Coquitlam, British Columbia. It is Canada taking on Great Britain, and Canada currently trailing here. Great Britain, another strong start in this game, leading 5-3. 1-0 coming into this game after taking down the Haudenosaunee in their first game this morning, and Canada now looks for some adjustments. They took a little while to find some footing, and now a little extra jump, but a save there on the wraparound attempt. Emily Chandler now back in between the pipes for Great Britain. Her and Livy Shelkins appear to have switched places here through the opening two quarters, and now a penalty coming up to Team Canada. I believe it'll be Evans heading off, and Great Britain, who was unsuccessful on their first power play back in the first quarter, will try to correct that. And apologies as well if there are any discrepancies on the game clock, as we're currently running ours on the broadcast manually and separately from the scorekeepers. So we are, of course, trying to keep it as close as possible, but timer may be a little off here and there, and Canada able to retrieve possession in the offensive zone after a quick turnover, and Erica Evans now standing from the sidelines waiting to rejoin, and Canada now will go back to even strength as the shot goes wide, and Great Britain will take possession from behind their net. No goals yet to start off quarter number two. See if this shift for Great Britain changes that. Halfway through the shot clock, is everybody getting a touch around the perimeter to start things off. Now there's a drive. Cohen couldn't get it past the goaltender, and her team will maintain possession in a fresh 30. That'll be a crease violation, though, however, is the official right there. Took away what could have been a second chance for Great Britain. Canada looking for a response in their own right. Drive downhill. So they'll like to slow things down. Lefties will go to work on the far side. Flip pass goes down low. Blind shot. A bouncer scores. Canada gets back within one, as that one beats Emily Chandler. And her team now tries to reclaim that 2-goal advantage, but a stick check from behind the net, knocked forward. Great Britain digging for it. Quick shot as the ball actually fell out of the stick of the shooter before it could go on target, and Canada causes a turnover going the other way. On the run and lobbed back to the outside. Dobson streaking free, shoots and scores, tie game. Kylie Dobson finds the back of the net, and all of a sudden momentum favoring Canada, looking to cause another turnover as their defense with some perimeter pressure does exactly that, and now Canada can go the other way. The pass goes over to the goaltender. Forecheck here for Great Britain. And Canada's got to get this over. They do with a second to spare. Now fast break, or at least in a attempted fast break, but the pass was picked off. Great Britain now with an opportunity to go the other way as the track meet starts to open up, and Great Britain's going to call a timeout here with 4:25 by our count remaining here until the half. And we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back after this for the remainder of quarter number two. All right, back after a quick timeout called by Great Britain, and they start off in the offensive zone. 20 seconds remain on the shot clock as they look for early motion and find it along the near side. Knocked down again, though, by Canadian defender, and that draws a penalty against Canada, so they look like they're about to go the other way after another strong defensive shift, but instead take a penalty, and Great Britain with a chance to reclaim that 1-goal advantage that they lost before the timeout. And this opportunity will come on the power play. Canada goes into shorthanded formation. Still aggressive on the pressure from the outside. Pass goes down low. Shot scores. Ending the run by the Canadians and reclaiming that 1-goal lead. Canada back into the offensive zone. There's a drive, and good stick check knocks the ball free again. Great Britain back into the offensive zone as we return to even strength lacrosse, and back into the offensive zone they will go, working from the far side. Quickly over to X. 15 seconds remain on the shot clock. Drop feed finds a falling CC Green, still digging for it back to her feet. Just a couple seconds remain on the shot clock. As that'll bring us a whistle and penalty on the play as well. And I believe it's going to go to Canada once again. So Great Britain, after just scoring on the power play a couple of moments ago, now with a chance to reclaim the 2-goal lead. Pass skips down to the near side corner. Perimeter work here. Down through the middle, and a stick save on a low shot. Onger got low and took away the 5-hole, and that sends her team shorthanded over the center line. About 2.5 minutes remaining here until the half. Pass through and a lane to the goal, but could not quite keep handle of possession. Talia Martinez dropped it before she could get it towards the goal, and now her team will get a chance to go back to work as we go back to 5-on-5 lacrosse after the Great Britain turnover. Dobson driving through, gets the pass, backhanded shot sent just wide. That would have been pretty, but unable to get it on target, and the goaltender will collect. But it will actually remain possession for Canada. Another opportunity to tie this up. Under 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Tuck and drive, and that one goes just over the goal line. A bounce shot once again beats Chandler, and her long pass looking for Julie Wise was just out of her reach, but able to keep after it. Good individual effort, now looking for a target through the middle. Finds one, but the pass was a little bit too low for Georgie Greenwood to handle, and Canada causes a turnover, just throwing it towards the center line. Great Britain's going to collect now and get back into the offensive zone. Wise wants it, doesn't get it, excuse me. And that'll be knocked out of the stick of a driving Rowlands, and that'll give us a whistle. And now another penalty coming up to Team Canada. They've been shorthanded, feels like, for the vast majority of this second quarter. And Great Britain again on the power play with an opportunity to extend their lead. Wise with some fancy footwork. Pass back to the outside, and there's that double team from Team Canada despite being down a woman, and they cause a turnover picking off the pass through. Now under a minute remaining, pass was lobbed Towards the corner, kept in play and almost off the goaltender and back out of play. Great Britain, maybe with one more opportunity. Into the final 20 seconds is Wise. Keeping it in her right hand and sending it behind the goal. Far side feed. Under 10 seconds remaining now. Ball was dropped. Got to get something towards the goal. Tough angle now behind the net. Wise from the corner shoots and puts it off the side of the goal. And they're able to keep possession. Now we get our whistle, and possession should go the other way, but I believe we should be at the conclusion of the quarter here. Again, apologies, ladies and gentlemen. We do have, as I mentioned before, we have a different clock running than, or on our broadcast than the one in between the benches. As there's a shot and a goal, Canada strikes back to take the lead now just before the conclusion of the half, and that's where we find ourselves now. So we'll step aside for the next 5 or so minutes, and when we come back, it'll be second half action coming right up here on BC Sports TV. You're watching the World Lacrosse Super Sixes. Welcome back to the World Lacrosse Super Sixes, live from Percy Perry Stadium in Coquitlam, British Columbia. Tino Fair, your voice for this game, live on BC Sports TV, and it is our first chance to see the Canadian women in action in this Super Sixes event. And after a late goal to close out the half, they find themselves with their first lead of this game now, 7-6 over Great Britain, who took down the Haudenosaunee this morning, 12-8. And now looking for the tying goal as the pass goes over and knocked down and kicked forward. Still Great Britain possession with 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. There's a tuck underneath, shot, and a stick save by Unger. Reset goes in favor of Great Britain. They were very strong on the offensive rebounds in their first game this morning. Another one there, but losing possession shortly thereafter to give it right back to Canada, who gets back into the offensive zone. Every goal they score at this point will be their largest lead of the game, unless Great Britain is able to get things tied up. So there's a shot blocked. And a penalty on the play as Great Britain continues to switch goaltenders back and forth. Livy Shelkins, who started this game, had the second quarter off and now back in for quarter number 3. Got to imagine she'll switch again for quarter 4 with Emily Chandler. And another Canadian penalty puts Great Britain back with the extra attacker, and they'll lob one back to the perimeter. Ella Cohen passes down low to the crease. Pass down to the near side, shot scores. We're tied up once again at 7. Canada will remain shorthanded, but they'll clear the defensive zone. And the far side pass will connect. Martinez, shot scores. They're back in front, just like that. The quick scoring of Sixes lacrosse is showing itself now, and maybe another one. A bouncer stopped, however, by Unger. She ends the run of quick goals. Might give it away, though, as she has to retreat back to her crease. And that'll be a crease violation going against Great Britain. A lucky break for Canada, who just took the lead and almost gave it right back up. But the crease violation will end that chance, and now they'll try to double up on their lead again. Matsuoka sends it over to the near side. Righty's going to work on a drive and scores. Is that going to count? Yes. The official puts her arms in the air as that one was close to being in the crease. But now Canada leads by 2. And Great Britain with another chance to put that one in, and they do, off the post and in. Just reaching around the goaltender, and that lead is cut down to 1 once again. Unger looking up, got to get this over the center line. She will just lob this one the length of the field, and stepping out will be Livy Shelkins, and she'll send it up over the center line quickly. Greenwood gets away from the early pressure and sends it over to the far side. Late pass, late goal. And we're tied up once again. Back to square one we go as another lobbed feed goes all the way up. Canadians had a player and Kylie Dobson just waiting behind everybody. Pass got through, but Great Britain privy to that, closed the gap, and now Canada will get a reset. Double team comes, big collision. Now a penalty coming up against Great Britain. Canada able to keep, and the pass was out of the reach of the intended target. Skylar MacArthur was dumped, got back to her feet, and she'll head off to get the power play of Team Canada on. Great Britain's going to go shorthanded for the first time in quite some time. They've had the advantage in terms of power plays in this game, and now Canada She's going to get a rare power play, and they're going to call a timeout to try to get a set play underway. So we will step aside for a moment. There's roughly 4 or so minutes remaining in quarter number 3, and we'll be back in just a moment. Back underway here at the World Lacrosse Super Sixes. It's Canada on the power play, looking to reclaim that 1-goal lead they saw diminish a couple of moments ago. Now with the extra attacker, shot sent just wide. Great Britain will collect possession here from behind their goal. Livy Shelkins, the goaltender, will step out, and now the officials disagree, and they're going to say it deflected off of a defender's stick before going out. So now Canada will keep possession on the power play. Evans skips one down to the corner, fake shot, lobbed back over to the far side. Crease again, and this time that one will go cleanly out of play. Now Shelkins will again look to retrieve, and a little bit of pressure courtesy of Kylie Dobson. Now the officials want a quick redo here. So Shelkins will maintain possession. Dobson still applying pressure. Quick feed towards the crease. And long feed out of the reach of a jumping Hannah Whiteley. So we return to even strength lacrosse. Unger out of her crease in the Canadian defensive zone, and a pass towards the center line. And with a second to spare, Canada gets back into the offensive zone. Pass a little too low, but kept after and kept in play. Down to the corner, scores! Canada back in front by 1. Erica Evans finds the top corner, and Great Britain, who's gone shot for shot here with Canada, has an opportunity again to get things squared up as Wise takes it behind. Pressure coming from Canada. Caused a bobbled pass. Ella Cohen can't get her hands free, knocked loose, and here come the Canadians. 1-on-3 trying to split a couple of defenders. MacArthur ran out of room, and that falls towards the goaltender, but a lucky break for Team Canada as they were about to go out for a defensive shift, and an unforced error will keep them in the offensive zone. Now possession, Great Britain. Long feed. Turns into a partial 2-on-1. Shot goes over top of the goaltender and in. We are tied up once again. It's the theme of going shot for shot remains here in this matchup between Great Britain and Canada. Evans will slow things down as the late change for Canada facilitated. Now down to the corner. Shot scores. MacArthur puts that one out of the reach of the goaltender, Shelkins. Quickly retrieving that out of her goal, sending her team the other way. Plenty of pace in this game, and it'll be warding, I believe, against Great Britain. Chance now to extend that lead to 2 for Canada. Pass goes over to the far side. 15 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Sidestepping her way through, and a pass knocked down. Great Britain keeps after it. Back to the goaltender as Shelkins looks up. Finds a teammate in Georgie Greenwood. Pass on the run down to the crease and scores! An eventful game for Lulu Rowlands. She's got a couple of goals now and a couple of blocks to her name. Now can get another one in the goal column in the late stages of quarter number 3. Still one more on the horizon, but Canada looks to answer back. Shot and a save. Shelkins gets her stick down low. Dropped pass, working from the corner. Great Britain looking for their first lead in some time here. Canada escapes and will go on the run here, looking for a late goal. Not going to find it, and 8 seconds I just heard the official call for, so 8 seconds remaining until the conclusion of quarter number 3. Now the officials just want to come together and have a quick discussion, make sure everyone's on the same page. Again, apologies for the timer. If you missed it earlier, we are running a separate clock than what is between the benches. So despite seeing 0 on your screen currently, there is 8 seconds remaining in this one until the conclusion of quarter number 3. And a Canada power play to close things out as well. So they'll start off from the outside. Evans. They slowly work into the offensive zone. Got to get something towards the goal, though, quickly. Quick pass, quick shot, quick goal. And that brings a round of applause from the Canadian fans in attendance. And another buzzer beater in this one puts Canada back in front by 1. And we will see the final quarter get underway in just a couple of moments. You're watching World Lacrosse Super Sixes. Welcome back to Percy Perry Stadium, live from Coquitlam, British Columbia. It's the World Lacrosse Super Sixes, and it is Canada currently leading by 1, 12-11 in a nail-biter with Great Britain looking to go 2-0 in this tournament after their win this morning over the Haudenosaunee, and Canada looking to start things off with 1 game, 1 win. A scramble play off the faceoff goes towards the netminder for Great Britain, and it is Emily Chandler coming back in between the pipes as they continue to switch back and forth between her and Livy Shelkins. And a turnover will give possession back to Canada, as Evans from the corner spins back, lost it. Pressure on her back, but maintains possession. Over to the far side now. Dobson will collect. Shot clock goes down to 13. Under 10 seconds but methodically working it down low to the corner. One more pass over, and that'll deflect back towards the crease. Chandler will look up and send her team the other way in transition. Long feed goes across and out of the reach of Minty Loxton. So Great Britain will give it right back to Canada. Here come the Canadians over center. Last second change. So they'll work it to the perimeter. MacArthur has a goal in this second half. Wants the feed. Gets it sent towards her, but deflected and knocked down. Keeps after it. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Towards the goal. Dobson puts it in the top corner on a bounce shot. Now up by 2. And a trail check knocks the ball down. Delayed call coming, and Great Britain with another chance on the power play to cut the lead down to 1. They've had plenty of chances with the extra attacker, but just haven't quite found the back of the net on as many of those chances as they would have liked. But better late than never, and what a chance this would be to get it back within striking distance. Still plenty of time to work with, as Wise is going to start off possession, send it back to the near side. Emily Gray down to the corner. Loxton over to the righties to go to work. Stick check, knocks the ball loose. Lob towards the crease, and again jumping for it was Loxton, but out of her reach. Almost identical to that last play on the other end of the turf, where the pass was sent and sailed high out of her reach. Now Canada still shorthanded into the offensive zone. Fake pass and taken behind the cage instead. Ritzuk spins, shot blocked. So that goes off a defender's knee and ricochets back towards the center line, and that'll give us a quick stoppage just to make sure she's all right. Didn't see a number, but I believe it's Ella Cohen who shakes that one off. And now a quick discussion, I believe, just to see what the shot clock should be set to. It was still technically possession for Team Canada. And a reminder as well, if you want to watch some more Sixes action for the remainder of today, we're going to be here again as well tomorrow and Sunday. But after this one, we have Canada versus versus Team Indigenous. That'll be in the men's division. Then after that, it'll be Canada versus Haudenosaunee women's. And to close out the evening, 8 p.m. Pacific start time, it'll be the Canadian men taking on Team Mexico. And then, of course, we have plenty of action tomorrow and then the medal games on Sunday as well. What a way to spend Thanksgiving. Great Britain looks to cut the lead down to 1. Cohen pass through, and that one goes off the bar and will ricochet back towards the bench of Great Britain, held in, and they'll get their reset. That close to a 1-goal game. Cohen lobs one to the near side. Fake shot, pass goes down low. Skip looking to go through the middle. Cohen couldn't connect. Great Britain able to maintain possession, however, halfway through the shot clock. Knocked loose by MacArthur. Cohen passed down, couldn't reach it, and that'll go out of play from behind the net. And now I believe we have another Canadian penalty coming up. So Great Britain will remain in possession and go back to work after another unsuccessful power play. So it'll be Dobson taking a seat for Canada. And if Great Britain can't find a way to come back in this game, they are going to look straight to their lack of goals on the power play. But again, better late than never. Is that one knocked down? Run onto by Erica Evans. She spins away. Takes a stick to the midsection and loses possession as a result. Now it should be possession for Great Britain, I believe. Evans going to stay and apply some pressure. Cohen shoots, scores. There's a goal on the power play for Great Britain as they cut the lead down to 1. Dobson out of the box, right into the mix. There's a backhand shot sent just wide. What a goal that would have been, right out of the box and right into the offensive zone. Possession, Great Britain. Long feed all the way up, if they can reach it. But the goaltender in Onger for Canada steps out. The two goaltenders unintentionally play pass for a moment. MacArthur runs into a triple team. She'll dish back to the outside and head down low. Pass returned to her, driving in a kick stop. Dobson can't find it. Great Britain can. His defender cleans it. Taken behind the cage. Greenwood will head off for a change now. Double team comes in from the Canadians. And somehow staying in play. Canada with a great defensive shift. But we'll go shorthanded once again. And just like Great Britain, like I said a moment ago, if they do end up losing this game, will likely look to their lack of success on the power play, despite that last goal coming with the extra attacker. Canada, if they end up losing this game, will likely look to the amount of penalties that they took. Great Britain just scored a power play goal a couple of moments ago, and now a chance to tie this game at 13. The pass was deflected. Still some time to work with. Another delayed penalty coming up against Canada as the ball gets knocked down, batted forward, and as they collect, that'll give us a whistle, and Canada will go down by 2. Chess Gray will start from the outside. Quick pass goes down low. Great Britain's going to want a quick one here as they work from behind the net. First penalty for Canada has expired. Down just one woman now. Great Britain starts their motion. Pass connects, shot and a save. Onger. Remember that one if they're able to hang on to this and earn a win. Quick pass up and on the run they go. MacArthur avoids the crease, circles from behind, and sends one way back to the outside. Now Dobson. 3 seconds remaining on the shot clock. She'll send this out of play just before the clock expires. And believe we are approaching the final minute here in the final quarter. 1:33 I could hear. So again, apologies for the discrepancy on our clock. 1:33 just a couple of seconds ago remain. Great Britain still trails by 1. Pass back to the outside. 10 on the shot clock. Lob to the near side. One more pass across instead of a shot. Dobson will pick it off and send one towards the center line. We got to be at about a minute remaining. Canada leading by 1. Drive behind the net. Spinning through a couple of defenders. Shot, scores. That may be the dagger. And Great Britain's got to get something towards the goal here quickly in the final minute of action. If they want to give themselves a chance, they score. 1-goal game once again. Pressure coming from Great Britain, trying to cause a turnover, or at least a 10-second count. Canada's got to get this over center. They do, just in time. And they're going to call timeout here and try to just hang on to possession likely. But when we return, it'll be the final handful of seconds here in this matchup between Great Britain and Canada. Canada leading by 1. We'll be back after this. Back inside Percy Perry Stadium for the last roughly 30 seconds or so in this matchup between Canada and Great Britain. Canada trying to ice this game, currently leading by 1. And we'll work it around the perimeter here. It's Dobson runs into a double team. Pass just in front of her and a drive downhill. Shot and a stick save. Emily Chandler with her most important save, lob towards the end line. And that will bring us our conclusion. It's Canada 14, it's Great Britain 13 on a valiant effort, but Canada completes their comeback and hangs on to ice the rest of that game. And if you want some more action, don't go too far, ladies and gentlemen. We are about 8 minutes away from the Canadian men taking on Team Indigenous. 6 p.m. Pacific is the scheduled start time for that. So we'll step aside for now, but we thank you all for joining us here on BC Sports TV. You've been watching the World Lacrosse Super Sixes. We'll be back shortly.